to sound, the one that's coming from your mouth. I mean to turn it upside down. I really wanna hear you out. I can't know how it is
Scoop it out. Pour it in.
to be where you
Keep it in as you
so
turn it.
calmly sit when I'm further down there.
Hold on, Echo wants to drink.
Catching only part of
Here,
it.
Echo's turn. Can you dump it
Just
in?
be
Good job, love.
to really
Can you
see
shake, shake, shake.
something
Now let Echo shake it.
Good job, Mom.
Shake, shake, shake. Echo, shake, shake, shake. Good job.
look around.
Good job, sis. Mama gets to drink first.
To the sound.
Go ahead. Yep.
If I could give you more than half,
Okay, Echo got this too. And then it's mine.
Is that good? You want more? Say more.
more than half.
Hello you guys, welcome here. If this is your first video you are seeing of mine, then hi, my name is Kylene. I am 28 years old. I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. I had them 19 months apart, and so about a year ago I started trying to get back into shape, get my health back as a priority, and really just kind of prioritize myself and how I feel mentally, physically, emotionally, all the things after having 2 kids very close together. I want to preface this video by saying, one, I'm not a professional. I do have a background in nutrition. That was what my major was for ASU, but I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. And then also I am still on my journey, and I think I will forever be on my journey. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that I've found in this past year, is that this is a lifestyle, and I've figured out kind of how to make it one and make it a habit and not make it an effort of like, okay, I'm doing this for this amount of time. And I've been able to stick to this pretty well, and I've been feeling really good with it. So I'm excited to just share with you guys like how you can still feel good and prioritize yourself in this like crazy season of life with littles. And this video is going to go kind of all over the place. I want to share what I eat in a day. I want to share the workout routine that I follow, my favorite supplements, my favorite like extras that I do, my favorite workout clothes, how to do all of this while being a mother, some homemaking stuff with it, and how I've been trying to kind of just grow my own things and just kind of really care about what is being put in my body, and so much more. So I will leave a timestamp for this video because it will be so many different places, but I hope that you guys enjoy it, and I hope that at the end of this you can kind of feel confident in taking your health and your life and your happiness into your own hands, and really just honestly above all enjoy motherhood and just feel good and energized in this season of life. So June of 2022, I was about 2 months postpartum. I had my second baby March 31st, 2022. I had my first August 31st, 2020. So my kids are exactly like to the day 19 months apart. And I was already pregnant when I was 11 months postpartum. I was still breastfeeding my first, so I feel like my body never really fully got back to like normal. And at this point, I'm 2 months postpartum, I'm nursing my youngest daughter, and I'm just very uncomfy in my body. I know that I am not prioritizing my health, and I'm just so like ready to get back into it. So the first thing that I started with was going back to the gym. At this point, I was going about 3 times a week, but I was still just kind of eating whatever I wanted. I was very in the thick of nursing. I was still nursing like probably 5 to 8 times a day at that point. And I just wanted to get into a habit of working out. I felt like I had fallen out of that. And so that's what I worked on for, I think, another like 4 months or so. I kind of just did it very slow and steady. And then around October was when I started to really care about what I was putting into my body. And I started going to the gym 5 days a week very consistently. And it is now June, so it's been quite some time. But I've been able to stick to all of that very well while still being flexible and enjoying my life. I also wanted to add, this is the first time that I have not had to track my food to lose weight, which is crazy for me. The only way I've ever lost weight in the past is by counting macros. And I feel like this is just very transformative for me because it's allowing me to understand that this is a lifestyle and this is something that I'm going to be conscious about for the rest of my life. It's not something that I'm going to do for 4 weeks or 8 weeks or 12 weeks and then stop. And it's honestly been very freeing to me. It's allowed me to see that life can be flexible. There's going to be seasons of life that are super easy to do all this or super hard. And you just kind of got to keep going. And I've really figured that out. So I'll share a lot of that with you guys throughout this video, but I just wanted to say that because it's just like a little win for me. Like I said, I'm going to timestamp this video for you guys so it's super helpful. And the first category that I'm going to go over is like my extras. So that's going to be supplements that I actually swear by and feel like are worth buying, as well as like cold plunging and just like extra remedies that can help you feel better. And the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys is AG1. And I started taking this exactly a year ago, and you guys, it is game changing. I promise you, it is so worth it. I take it first thing in the morning and it really sets the tone for my day. It starts me on a healthy note and it's extremely refreshing. I love the taste of it, which I have tried so many other products similar to this and it is not refreshing. They do not taste nearly as good. I think it's kind of like a tropical-y bubblegum flavor. I personally love to consume it with 8 ounces of water, 2 ice cubes, and a straw. I don't know why, but that is just my go-to, and it just makes it even more refreshing. So if you guys don't know by now what AG1 is, it is a daily foundational nutritional supplement that supports whole body health. It contains probiotics and whole food source nutrients that aid your brain, your gut, and your immune system. I absolutely love that it contains a broad spectrum of micronutrients that keep my body nourished all day, every day. As a mom of a 1 and 2 year old, you can imagine it is very hard to consistently consume all of the fruits and vegetables and things that you need to get through your diet. And so I love that just 1 scoop once a day kind of covers me in that aspect and I don't have to think much more about it. I'm feeling good, I'm taking care of myself, and it's just so easy. Another thing that I love about AG1 is it has a daily dose of vitamin C in it, zinc, functional mushrooms, and many more things that help support my overall immune health. It supports healthy aging, stress and mood balance, focus and energy, and more, which are all things just as a mom that I'm constantly striving for. I just want to feel my best so I can give my best to my kids. I can still work, I can still do the things that I want to do, and I can feel good while doing so. So if you would like to feel the benefits as well, click the link in my description box. It'll get you a free 1-year supply of AG's vitamin D3K2 drops, as well as 5 free travel packs with your first purchase of AG1. I'm telling you guys, I swear by this so much. Every time I have family or friends come over, I'm constantly giving them the travel packs because I just want everyone to feel as good as I do while drinking it, and it's just so refreshing and so yummy. So definitely make sure you check it out. I will leave all of that information down in the description box for you guys, and thank you to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so the next thing is something that is newer to my life, but we just did it for the first time within the last week. I think we've done it twice, and it only took me twice to do it to feel so much better, and that is cold plunging. So the first time we did it was actually on a hike, very unplanned, but we went up north and there was a hike and we ended up at this big like water area, and the water was freezing. And I've heard so many good things about cold plunging, especially for your hormones and like just balancing everything. And so we got in the water, and I'm not sure what the degrees was, but it was freezing and my whole body just like was kind of in pain, but then afterwards I just felt so good. And so coincidentally, I was at my friend's house this past week and she just got a cold plunge situation, and so we went over the next day and we cold plunged in 48-degree water, and I stayed in there for 5 minutes. And the first like minute and a half, it definitely hurt. My feet and my hands were hurting. I didn't want to move, but there came a point in which everything just kind of went numb. And I felt so good. When I got out of it, I could not stop smiling. I felt so energized. I felt so just kind of calm and zen. And I don't know how to explain it. I can only imagine how I'm gonna feel once I can do this daily. But I instantly went home and I ordered the whole situation that she has. And so I will share with you guys again as that comes in. But basically we just got a deep freezer and like a thermometer regulator to regulate the temperature. It's so simple. I think in total it cost us like $450, which cold plunge machines are like $5,000+ So I didn't really think this was something that we were going to be able to add into our lifestyle very soon, but luckily my friends figured it out and we are going to do so. So I wrote down some benefits of cold plunging for you guys because I just was so alarmed by how good I felt that I just like wanted to share this with you guys. So some benefits are a dopamine spike, which I personally like that for like an energy spike and not feeling like I need to like turn to caffeine or something like that. It reduces stress, it increases mood and sleep, it reduces swelling, helps with aches and pains, and there were so many more things on there. So I will continue to update you guys on that since it is a newer thing in my life, but if you can do that, I highly recommend. I'm telling you, I felt so good afterwards. The next category I wanted to share with is workout clothes, because how fun our workout clothes. And it is a proven fact that you feel so much better going to the gym or working out when you have a cute workout outfit. And I am a Lulu lover. I just feel like the quality is amazing and nothing really compares. And I know that it is expensive, but how I have built my Lulu wardrobe is by asking for it for Christmas, birthdays, that kind of thing. So this past year, I had Christmas and then my birthday is in February. So from like my parents and my grandparents, that's all I asked for. And I have also tried to build up my wardrobe because I just wanted a bunch of sets that I could wear each day and just feel super good about. So I wanted to share with you guys my Lulu favorites and the pieces that I think are super worth it and make me feel really confident. All right, so my favorite workout leggings from Lulu are the Wonder Trains. I used to be an Align girl and I quickly switched because I just feel like these are so much better for working out. I personally weightlift, and so I like something that is a little bit more sucking in, can move well, and I feel like the lines just kind of slipped down a lot on me. These blue ones in particular are their contour leggings and they snatch you in even more. Those are my absolute favorites. I didn't learn about these until later, or these would all be the contour ones, but I am obsessed with the Wonder Trains. As far as bras go, these bras are my absolute favorite. These are the Flow Y bras. I love the thin strap and they kind of go wide. And then it's just very simple in the back. Although I will say when I was breastfeeding, these were not my go-to because my boobs just went up to my neck. And for that case, I really loved the Energy bra. I feel like this one is a really good amount of coverage, but it still has like a thinner strap. It has the cute little straps in the back, and I have a couple of these and I love these as well. And now that my boobs are back, I really like the Align bra. This is the same material as the Align pants, and as you can see, it's a very small like boob area, but my boobs don't go like crazy out of it. I love this one. I think it's so comfy and cozy and super cute as well. Okay, next is my workout routine, and I want to start this off by just giving you guys like my biggest tip, and that is to find something that you love and you will stay consistent in. Motivation is going to fade, especially if you plan on doing this as a lifestyle, and you need to at least like what you're doing. So for an example, I hate running. I try to run, and it's not something that I will do for the rest of my life multiple times a week. I love weightlifting. I find so much joy in it, and even if I don't really want to work out, it's always something that I am okay to do in my mind. I can always talk myself into doing it. That might be Pilates for you. That might be a spin class for you. That might be yoga. That might be just going on hikes or going on walks. Like, you got to find what it is that you love to do and you will continuously do throughout really the rest of your life. So clearly I'm going to talk about the gym because that is where I go, but try and take this as well as you can to apply it to what you like to do. So for an example, in the gym, I find it can be extremely intimidating to basically anyone who is new. And so if you have a friend that knows what they're doing or has been going even just like a month longer than you, ask them to work out with them because they can teach you as much as they can. And then once you know kind of what to do, how to do certain movements, how to use machines, you're gonna feel so much more confident going yourself. I've actually done this with my sister and one of my friends recently, and they now go to the gym by themselves and do great. So really, I think it's just kind of getting in there and figuring out what you're doing and feeling confident in what you're doing. And then also take it into your own hands and do some research. There is so much information out there about how to work out, especially on Instagram, especially on TikTok, YouTube. There's so many videos where you can literally watch someone go through an exercise and they can teach you form. Honestly too, try it at home. Say you don't know how to squat properly, squat at home with no weight on you, so that way when you get to the gym, you're not embarrassed. You can practice and try these things in the comfort of your own home. Like, even if you're gonna do like a bicep curl or a press or something, like, just figure it out so that you feel confident, because that is what is going to make you enjoy being where you're at and doing it in a gym. I have to shout out my girl Whitney Simmons. I have been following her for like ever, probably 6+ years. She has so many videos on workouts and how to split workouts, and she also has an app. So if you guys want to just like have more structure, I think it's pretty affordable. I want to say it's like $7 a month. Don't quote me on that. I have not personally used it, but I hear so many people love it. So you can look for things like that too if you want to follow some sort of program. But if not, like I said, there's so much information out there, and I can share with you my split that works for me, and then you can go find exercises. I will also try to leave like some sample workouts in the description box for you guys, so that way if you understand like what a dumbbell Arnold press is, you can like follow it. So you got to do a little bit of research, but I will help you too. So this is my split, and this is the way that I like to work out. So I go Monday through Friday, and I do push the first day, so that's shoulders, triceps, and chest. The next day I do legs, and I either do like a glute and hamstring focus. I then do pull, so I'll do back and biceps, and then I'll do legs again, and I'll do the quads and glutes. And then day 5 is like a cardio and abs day, where I also do a bunch of farmer carries. I love farmer carries. I will leave a video for you guys to watch those, but anyways, that is the split that I do. And when I get to the gym, I start off by walking on the treadmill for about 10 to 15 minutes. I personally think this helps like lean out my body, but it also helps me get in like the zone. I'm not really someone that just like gets to the gym and is like immediately ready to like push heavy weights. And so I find just like walking on the treadmill for a bit kind of gets me in the zone. I walk in an incline. Right now I've been doing 9, but at the beginning of my journey, I did a 12 incline, and it was hard at first. So definitely know that you got to work your way up to things, but I do a 3 speed, and I tried to do it for 10 to 15 minutes. If you want to go to the gym and just walk, you can do that for 30 minutes, and it is a killer workout. So that is an option too. But then after I walk, I head on over to like the turf area, and I stretch and I foam roll. This is also very subjective to you. A lot of people say to do this at the end of their workout, but I personally like to do it. I think it also helps like loosen me up a little bit for my workout. And then after that, I will do whatever body group that I am working on. And I usually end up weightlifting for about 30 to 45 minutes if I'm by myself. If I'm with a friend, it's like usually a little bit longer because there's some talking in between, and I'm always a little bit more motivated when I'm with someone. I go to the gym first thing in the morning. I wake up before my kids, and then my husband gets home. He usually goes from like 5:30 to 7, and I usually go from like 7 to 8:30, and he starts his workday at 9, and so that's when I switch over with him and take on my kids. But if you don't have a husband that works from home or that works later in the day, you're gonna have to get crafty with when you can work out. This could be while they nap, it could be once they go to bed for the end of the day if you don't wanna wake up early, or they could even be awake. I know that this will take some time of them getting used to it, but you just kind of have to work out with them running around. You could put on a show for them, you could have them work out with you, you could give them an activity. I mean, really just like whatever it takes. This workout does not need to be long if it's from home, and trust me, I understand it's so unmotivating to just like work out like that, and that is why I found a time that works for me. But it is doable to at least get your body moving at some point, even if you have your kids. You could also strap them into a stroller and just go for a long walk. You could do lunges like while they're at the park. Like there's so many things that you can do to just move your body and stay active. I also wanted to mention as far as how I lift, I currently try to lift as heavy as possible without hurting myself. And so I'm kind of in that like 6 to 8 rep range, and I will do anywhere from like 3 to 5 sets of something, just kind of depending on how I'm feeling. But I used to work out doing so many more reps. I would do like 12 to 15 reps. And honestly, I have just noticed with my body, trying to lift more weight for a lower rep has really kind of just started to give me definition in areas that I've never noticed in the past. So to me, that was something that was extremely transformative that I wish I would have known pre-kids, because I swear I would be so much stronger now if I would have started this so much earlier. And the last thing I kind of wanted to say with like working out is don't overcomplicate it. If this is not a season where you can make it to the gym, which I didn't even mention, you can bring your kids to the gym daycare. My kids do not like going there, but a lot of kids love it. And I know it's a learning curve. I think a lot of people say that like the first week or two is really hard, but if you stick to it, they'll eventually get used to it. So that's always like probably the easiest option. It is pricier because you have to pay for it. But anyways, I just wanted to say, like, don't overcomplicate it. And if this is not your season where you can make it to the gym or make it to a class that you want to go to 5 days a week, just try to get crafty with how to stay active. Just know your season and know that it may fluctuate. But if you can just find something that you love and you can carve that time for yourself, I swear you're gonna feel so much better. And I love working out. It just gives me a release like no other, and I just feel super good doing it. So yeah, it is definitely something that I will always prioritize, and it gives me time to myself. I get to be completely alone. I don't have to tend to anyone. And sometimes, you know what, even when I'm not motivated to like actually go lift weights, that motivates me, where I can just have some time to myself. So on a day like that, I may do a very slow workout. I may walk longer. I may just kind of stretch and hold a glute bridge for a while and call it good. So yeah, you just kind of have to take it as it comes, but I'm a gym goer. I love the gym, and I hope that is helpful to you guys. You guys saw this morning that after my workout, I had a protein bar, and I just have to share this one because these are my absolute favorite. These are the Barbells brand, and I have tried so many protein bars, and none of them compare to these. They legit taste like a candy bar, and the caramel cashew flavor is my favorite. I get them from Trader Joe's. They're the best. But the biggest thing that I have realized in this health journey is how important it is to consume protein. I have noticed the biggest changes in like the definition of my body and like my muscle tone, and I swear it's because I'm prioritizing protein. It keeps you fuller longer, and I truly believe it's like the aspect that has made me not have to count macros, because I'm not really worried about like how much carbs or fat I'm consuming as long as I am consuming enough protein. I'm typically fuller, and I kind of just naturally don't overconsume in the other areas. And so that is really all I focus on when it comes to my diet. And I'm kind of hesitant to share what I eat just because I feel like there's so many layers to it. Yeah, I just really strive to consume 20 to 30 grams of protein with each meal that I have. I'm in a very busy season of life with a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and so I'm looking for quick, simple options. They may not always be the healthiest. I really try my best to make dinner every single night, but breakfast and lunch are kind of quicker, easier things for me, and that's just kind of what has helped me make sure I'm getting in enough food, protein, and still feeling good. So another thing that I love is protein shakes, and I love these Fairlife proteins. We get these from Costco, and one of them has 30 grams of protein, so it's so easy. You can just grab it. Sometimes I add like a banana and peanut butter or a banana and Nutella, and it makes it really, really good. But other times I just drink it straight out of here, and they have different flavors of this. Costco also carries like a salted caramel, and I used to also exchange that for my coffee creamer and have coffee with that, and it's like a salted caramel coffee, but it has 30 grams of protein. So I love these. I also love Clean Simple Eats protein, although it is more expensive, but it is the best protein I've ever tasted. And so when I have that, I love making protein shakes with that, specifically orange juice with their vanilla protein. It's like a orange Julius, and it is so, so good. Sorry, my sister called me, and I feel like I lost track where I was at, but I want to just share with you guys like some easy, quick options that I have for breakfast and lunch. So if I want to make something, I'm craving like a meal for breakfast, typically I will make like a little breakfast sandwich. I'll use Dave Killer's bread, cream cheese, and then I'll make like a little ground turkey patty and like an egg to add on it. And that has a lot of protein, and that fills me up really well. I wanted to say too, the main protein like meat sources that we consume are ground turkey and chicken, but we also consume things like deli meat. Costco, for an example, has this like uncured extra lean ham. One slice has 5 grams of protein. So a lot of times I will do like my little cheese roll-ups. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen this, but I will take a slice of meat and I'll wrap it in string cheese. And if you eat 2 of those, that's 24 grams of protein. Another Costco find is this chicken breast. This comes in like a 10 pack, and in here is 24 grams of protein. So this is like always a good go-to for lunch for me. Lately, I have been using my sourdough bread and making like chicken salad sandwiches. I add a little olive oil mayo with the chicken, and then like seasonings and like pepperoncinis, onions, like whatever you want to put on it. And it's the easiest, like yummiest lunch. I'll also use this with like rice and veggies, and then we'll use like a teriyaki sauce. This is also from Costco. If you guys can't tell, I'm on a huge Costco kick, but this is the brand Kinder's, and this is so good, but it also is so much less calories and carbs in it. For 1 tablespoon, it has 6 grams of carbs, whereas like normal teriyaki sauces have like 20 to 25 grams for 1 tablespoon. So I will use this and make like a chicken stir fry kind of thing. I'm telling you guys, this is just like the easiest way to get in protein. It's already cooked, so easy, and in this stage of life, it's the best. I also love Greek yogurt. The 000 oikos one has 17 grams for a 3/4 cup. I'm trying to think of other things. We just recently started snacking on this. I love this as a good like lower calorie snack. I believe this is made out of like almonds, but it's really good. It's kind of spicy, but this with like veggies or like multi-seed crackers is a good snack. Of course, like fruits and veggies. Something I like to do with this is mix it with peanut butter and then dip like apples in it. And that is another high protein snack. But I am finding I'm not snacking as much anymore, and I think it's because I'm focusing on getting like a solid amount of protein in the meals, and so I'm not as like peckish. And then moving on to dinner. Dinner is something that I don't make separately for myself. I just eat what I cook for my family, and it is probably one of my higher like calorie meals. I always try to have a good source of protein there, again, whether it's like chicken or ground turkey, but yeah, I just like it to be like easy for my family. And so I think too, in that it allows my family to eat a little bit healthier too. But we're kind of creatures of habit with dinner if you guys are followers of my channel. But something recently that I found was sheet pan meals. They are so easy and so yummy. You can literally just put a slab of chicken on a pan, veggies, throw it in the oven at 400 degrees for like 20 to 25 minutes and you're good. I love to cook a carb with it, whether it's like a rice or a potato. And then I also recently have been putting like a sauce of some sort on the chicken to make it a little bit creamier. And I will eat a sheet pan meal 10 times more over if I have that on top than if I don't. For that, I have tried just doing like a mixture of like mayonnaise, ranch, and Parmesan cheese. I know that sounds like so gross, but don't knock it till you try it. But there's a lot of sauces you can look online as well to see like what you like. And I swear just like finding a good sauce really just kind of like zhuzhes up a meal. We also love ground turkey burgers. We make the patties from scratch and just put ground turkey, cheese, jalapenos, and onions. Sometimes we do that with bread. Sometimes we do it over a salad. But then we'll make like potatoes or potato fries and just cut up potatoes and put them in the air fryer. I love like a good Mexican bowl where we're using like pinto beans and ground turkey. If you guys have good healthy like dinner meals, put them down below because I'm always looking for new ones and I know everyone like is always looking for them as well. But yeah, I don't really kind of waver in that sense. Like I just kind of eat what my family is eating, and I think that's like the most important thing is I want it to be something that is sustainable for the rest of my life, and making like a separate meal for myself that is different from the family is just not that. Okay, 2 more things that I want to cover for food, and the next one is dessert, because I do not go to bed without having something after dinner. It is just such a habit, and honestly, I think at the end of the day, after like being with the kids and like a long work day, like I'm just like looking for a little treat. So my favorite treats currently are true fruit. I'm obsessed with true fruit. It is so good. I also like the chocolate covered bananas from Trader Joe's. Those are really good. We usually eat like hot veggie straws instead of like getting hot Cheetos. We try to find just like good alternatives. We'll get like popcorn. I also recently found these. These are from Costco too. And if you guys have followed my more recent vlogs, I've been trying to find like a yummy coconut popsicle because I had one in Cabo and it was just so good. But these are very, very good as well. I feel like this is the part of the day where like I kind of just let myself enjoy life a little bit and I'll have a yummy treat. And it is kind of in seasons in which they are like less and healthier or kind of not so good. Like last night I legit had peach rings. So it's all about balance. I don't want to act like I eat perfect all the time because I definitely do not. And then the other thing is drinking calories. I used to make an iced coffee, maybe even 2 a day. And I like creamer, and I was putting way too much creamer in my coffee. And so when I go to the gym Monday through Friday, I have completely replaced that with a pre-workout. I showed you guys that this morning. And I don't have a coffee in the afternoon. So that cuts calories out for sure. Over the weekend, I like to have a coffee or 2 because I really just love coffee. But I really try not to consume my calories through my drinks as best as I can. Some other drink options, if you kind of just like to sip on something, I love the Celsius drinks. We get a pack of these from Costco too, and it makes it pretty affordable. I think they're supposed to be like a little bit healthier for you, but don't quote me on that. And then I also like liquid IV. I have been obsessed with this like golden cherry flavor lately. It is just like so yummy for summertime. But this has a lot of good like electrolytes in it for you. I also like AG1 is a good drink that is kind of just like a refreshing drink. And then I just try to consume as much water as possible, which I haven't even really talked about water to you guys yet, but water is so important, especially for just like being healthy, for weight loss, for regulations of so many things. And I try my best to drink as much water as possible. And then if you're working out, that increases your water needs even more too. So get your water in, which kind of like perfectly transitions into a comment or a question I had from one of you guys, is how to keep your milk supply up while you're trying to live a healthy lifestyle. And personally for me, there's like 3 things that I swear by that has allowed me to work out, lose weight, and still breastfeed my kids. And the first one is eating enough like proteins and fats. That is so imperative. And I would always make sure when I was breastfeeding that I at least had like a snack before I nursed my baby again. The water is the other thing. If I wasn't drinking a gallon of water, it was so obvious that my milk supply was going to go down. And so I was just constantly chugging water. And then the other part is making sure you are feeding multiple times throughout the day and not skipping feedings. I really tried not to pump if I didn't have to, which I know I'm at home with my kids and some of you may not be, but I tried never to really pump more than like once at a time. I tried not to do 2 feedings back to back pumping. But if my kid was eating, like I was nursing them or I was pumping, like I wasn't ever going to miss a feeding. Like for me, pumping, I never got the same amount of milk expressed than when I would just nurse. And so I noticed it would kind of differ the amount of milk like for the next feeding. So personally, those are the 3 things that I feel like I swear by, and working out won't affect that as long as you're making sure you're eating enough and drinking enough water. The last thing I want to say about food is another helpful tip if you have kids, and it is to do grocery pickup. Not only is it helpful with kids, but it is also helpful in keeping you on track. What's up, baby? We try to meal plan for the week on Sundays so we know like what we're making for dinner, and so that's very helpful, but also it just keeps you on track because you order exactly like what you got to order. You're not like tempted by anything that you walk by at the store. It's good for budgeting, and it's just overall very easy and quick. So we just ordered our groceries. We're waiting for them to be picked up. And yeah, it makes life easy because this gets done in like 20 minutes instead of like 2 hours. Are you gonna vlog with me?
Yeah.
Say cheese. I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of a grocery haul, although we went to Costco recently and we already had a lot of things, so this is just kind of random, but we always get eggs. These are for the kids, as well as like the crackers. These are the protein noodles that we use instead of just like regular spaghetti noodles. Let me see. For a serving, they have 10 grams of protein. So it's just like another extra thing we'll do. These are all basically for like sheet pan meals. Recently, we went to a friend's house and they had sweet potato and I really liked it. So that's that. And then we've made like roasted garlic too. And I wanted to add that maybe to like chicken with like sour cream or something. And then I love roasting bell peppers and onion and broccoli for sheet pan meals. Avocado. This is a really good seasoning. You guys can tell I like that Kinder's brand. But to put this on chicken really kind of elevates it too. Let's see, some cheese. Like I said, we wrap these in meat for some really good like snacks for protein. This is for the kids. Nathaniel likes this as an alternative for like a little bit of caffeine too. Like I said, we get pinto beans, Dave's Killer bread, hummus, that kind of thing. Meat was on sale this week, so we got some steak. This whole thing was $14, which it was normally $35. And then I got some milk, butter, and flour for some of the baking that I do with my sourdough. Speaking of sourdough, something that I have found in the last like few months that has been so good for not only like my physical health and making sure I'm starting to become more aware of like the ingredients that I put in my body, but also my mental health of just like using my hands and like disconnecting from the world and like not really thinking about stressors, but just like following a certain recipe or learning about what I am doing is just like the art of making sourdough, making more things from scratch. I started a garden in the last like month or so, and all of it has been insanely good for my health. I cannot like repeat that enough. And I have absolutely fell in love with like that aspect of homemaking. There is something about like kneading bread and using your hands. I want to say it's probably similar to how a kid feels when they do a sensory activity. It is so therapeutic and satisfying, and I have absolutely had so much fun learning how to make sourdough, how to make different recipes, and mainly just making things from scratch and not going straight to like store-bought things. There's so many added ingredients into so many things that we don't even know, and I will say I'm very new to all of this, and I feel like this is gonna be a slow progression of me just like slowly trying to replace things with items in the household that I can make from scratch, or just really know like what the ingredients are that are going into it. But I highly, highly, highly recommend at least starting with like bread. or making like a little garden if you can. We also have been taking scraps from our food waste, like green onion, and regrowing this. I've already cut this back and it's already growing even more. And then I also made one that I could put into my garden because I used like the soil, and it's just been so fun and just so crazy that we can like grow things on our own. I just feel like we've become so disconnected from like how things used to be, and I'm really having a lot of joy with that, and I love that it is making me happy like on the inside when it comes to like my mental state, but also just knowing it's making for like healthier things that are going into my body. And talking about the garden, I am trying to grow and plant and make as much as I can from scratch. But the other aspect I love about it is it gets me outside and it gets my kids outside. And again, it gets us using our hands. And right now we're in like the dead of summer, so it's really hot. So we just do it in the morning, but I am so excited to see how this is gonna go throughout just like the winter and the fall, and just how many more things we can plant. My mom started this a while ago, and she has like zucchinis like this big from her garden and so many other things. So like I said, I'm very new to all of this, but being able to grow things and create things for my hands has been so good. And then the last little thing that goes with that is just like actually getting outside. Just the vitamin D on my skin. I don't know what it is about going outside or being like near water. This kind of goes to like other things of just like doing more outside. But me and my children are so much happier when we are outside, and it is just something that I feel like if we're having a bad day, like I just want to go out there and find a body of water, find something to do with our hands, and it instantly makes us all feel so much better. So if you guys are looking for like mental health aspects, stuff like that, I highly recommend just getting outside. I swear that's like the quickest solution that you can have. And doing it with your family. And that will lead me into the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about, is like how to make this all doable while having littles in your home. Making your health a priority with kids can be hard because it is something that needs to be flexible, and I feel like there's certain seasons of life where you're going to be able to give it more or give it less. But that is my number one tip, is to be flexible but always return back to it. Don't go too many days without caring about yourself, because you'll get out of that habit pretty quick. But the other thing is you can jump back in it at any time, and I think that's so reassuring too. You and your kids deserve a healthy, happy mom. And for a long time, I felt like it was me being selfish, wanting to spend time just by myself, doing things for myself. But I quickly learned that that is not the case, and it's actually so beneficial to your entire family for you to feel good. Especially as a mother, I feel like you are the unit of your home. You are kind of who runs everything, and if you aren't feeling good, if you're not feeling healthy or energized or just in a good mental state, a lot of those other things are going to go downhill really quick, and you can just easily feel completely like, I guess, suffocated from the role of being a mother or a wife or whatever it may be for you. So I just hope if you guys take anything away from this video, it is to prioritize yourself and whatever makes you feel happy, whatever those routines are. It doesn't have to be what I have found, but whatever it takes for you to feel good and feel energized. I wanted to quickly remind you guys about AG1. If you guys want to check it out, I will have all of that information down below. If you use my link, you'll get a free 1-year supply of their vitamin D3 K2 drops, as well as 5 free travel packs. Like I said, I am absolutely obsessed with AG1, and it is definitely a staple in my routine for healthy living. And I wish I could just give it all to you guys as well. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.